Hello, in this video we're going to go over some key testing rules and how that's going to affect your prep for the exam and your general approach for the exam. First and foremost, the entire test is multiple choice. That means there are no grid-in responses. The only exception here being obviously the essay. They give you one prompt. In terms of how many answer choices you have, that does change throughout the exam. It's 4 answer choices for all the sections that are multiple choice except the math section. The math section does have 5 answer choices, so your odds of getting the correct answer, if you're blindly guessing without eliminating any answers, it's harder to get a math question right compared to the other sections. But in the math section, we still go over how you can still eliminate some of the obviously wrong answers to get you to a higher percentage if you're still feeling unsure about any particular answer. Also, it's worth noting that there's no penalty for guessing. So no matter which section you're on, there's no unanswered questions at the end of your test because you're always having a chance to get something right. The math section, the entire math section, does allow for a calculator throughout the entire 60 question, 60 minute section. And there is a calculator policy that if you click on that link or if you just Google ACT calculator policy that you see. And the way they go about defining what you can and cannot use is they kind of just go over what you can't use. This is pretty common for a calculator policy. It's easier for them to say this is what you cannot use, and as long as your calculator is not on this list, you're pretty much good to go. In a computer-based testing environment, it is a little bit different, so just make sure that you look over these rules if you're deciding to take the exam on PC. Now, to address that PC versus paper exam, some students want to know which is better for me. Well, I would always say that if you find yourself always taking paper exams in school and you have more access to paper exams, which is usually the norm, in this case, particularly the ACT, it is true that it's easier to get paper-based exam like for practice, then you want to stick with that. But if you find yourself having a higher affinity for PC exams and maybe in school that's what you typically take your tests on, well then definitely go about that route, and you want to look up online PC exams where you can take it, and you want to also make sure that those exams are very similar in how they're formatted to the actual ACT test day, because you don't want to be wondering what is the question going to look like on this test day versus how you're seeing it now. You just want to be able to focus on the question, know where you put in your answer, and just move forward. Finally, going over the optional essay. What makes this optional is, yes, you don't have to take it, but the only reason that you're not taking this optional essay is if you know for sure, no doubt, the school you're applying to or the schools you are applying to don't want an essay. If they don't, save your time, save your money. But if you're applying to several schools and you're not sure if they want an essay, or you don't know that the school you're applying to is asking for it, or if you don't even know what schools you're applying to yet, definitely take the essay, because you want to just make sure you have it done, and whatever score you have, you can just send it to them. That way, if you apply to a school and you didn't take the essay, but they do want the essay, you got to take the whole test over again, and you don't want to be wasting time like that. Best of luck. Let me know any questions, and you can do it.